Hej allihopa, det här blir bara en kort presentation och intro till en del 1 av en dokumentär om händelser i det korrupta landet Bulgarien. Ett initiativ som vi tittade på där man har byggt en fantastisk anläggning som kallas för Historical Park, som beskriver landets historia sedan lång tid tillbaka och fram till idag. Vi hade nöjet, jag och några kompisar, att besöka det här och det är helt fantastiskt. Men från början så var det planerat som en gigantisk vindkraftspark, det här området som ligger i närheten av Svarta havskusten i region Varna. Och en mindre kommun cirka 30 kilometer från Svarta havskusten. Ett lantligt område med småjordbruk och lite småföretag och vanliga människor som ville leva sitt liv utan att bli förstörda av en gigantisk vindkraftpark. Det här så småningom, jag ska inte föregå den här dokumentären, men man lyckades så småningom. Det här är del 1 av 3. Man lyckades stoppa det här vansinniga vindkraftprojektet för att det skulle även då omöjliggöra deras helt medborgarfinansierade projekt Historical Park, som nu står till 75-80% helt färdigt. Det mesta av det intressanta är redan byggt, men sen återstår det besöksnäring, bostäder, campingplatser och lite annat för att göra möjligt att ta emot så många besökare som möjligt. Man kan jämföra det här projektet lite grann med Skansen i Stockholm, fast det här är då i kubik. Och huvudmännen här, Evelyn Michailov, förekommer i den här videon. Men vi har även haft här i Sverige besök av Evelyn och hans högra hand Radoslav Ivanov. Väldigt drivna personer som har genomfört Historical Park. Det här beskriver också den enorma korruptionen som försökte stoppa detta. Håll till godo, här kommer 15 minuter av del 1 om varför man försökte stoppa Historical Park och istället bygga vindkraft. Ha det.
At first, it looks like a simple local dispute. Wind turbines, investment, municipality, a few meetings, a few articles. But when you put the events in order, the picture starts to look different. Media outlets appear. Political pressure appears. Institutions appear. Elections appear. Conversations and connections appear that at first glance have nothing to do with each other. This is the first of 3 parts. In it, we follow the years 2022 and 2023. How does it all begin? From the conflict over the wind turbines near Vetrino, through the protests, the meetings and conversations, the media publications, up to the emergence of the Veliche party and the first local elections. An important clarification: we won't be passing judgment here. We will look at a sequence of dates, publications, claims, documents, and connections. Because sometimes the most important thing isn't a single event, but the order in which things happen. (2022). In the chronology, the beginning is linked to the wind turbine project and the name Dobrotich Wind. At first glance, this is a story about energy, investment, and regional development. But right from the start, tension arises. According to the chronology, Dobrotich Wind wants a good neighbor agreement signed to ensure, as described, public peace of mind around the project. And right here comes the first big question. When a company wants peace of mind around a project, is that a normal dialogue or an attempt to diffuse resistance before it even goes public? After the first refusal, according to the chronology, a new phase begins. A revote. Pressure on municipal councillors. Claims of getting to councillors. Claims of vote buying. This no longer sounds like a normal public debate, because when a project is good for the people, it should convince them with arguments, not with pressure, and not with backroom deals. The document also names Sevda Yancheva Komitsky as an associated person and participant in the processes around the project. Here, the story begins to expand from wind turbines to influence, from investment to control. April 2022. The conflict moves out of the halls and documents, onto the street. A protest against the wind turbines is organized in Vetrino municipality.
Every single person, their mothers, fathers, grandparents, have contributed to making this municipality what it is today, so we can develop it further. If we turn Neofitrilski and Vetrino municipality into a wind farm, it means a town with no people.
According to the chronology, a large portion of the local residents participate in it. This is a key moment, because when people in a settlement come out en masse, it can no longer be presented as the whim of a few individuals. This is a community reaction. On the posters, the message is simple: don't destroy the Bulgarian village. And when people resort to such a slogan, it means they are no longer just arguing about technology. They are arguing about the future of the place where they live. In May and June 2022, the chronology describes a meeting with Katina Yordanova and Rosen Eftimov. The document claims there was an attempt at bribery, pressure, and threats toward Evelyn Mihailov. Specific proposals are also listed: companies to do the excavation work, other people to pour the concrete around the turbines, workers to stay in local houses, a security firm to guard the park, 2 turbines to work for them. The most important sentence in this part is another one. According to the chronology, participation in a scheme is offered in exchange for support or silence. Here, the question is no longer whether people like wind turbines. The question is whether a network of dependencies is starting to be built around the project. Who wins? Who stays silent? Who participates? And who refuses? June 2022. Evelyn Mihailov gives an interview to Capital. According to the chronology, the interview was conducted by Ioan Zaprianov at the media outlet's invitation.
If economically a project brings in 100 levs but blocks 1,000 from coming in, is it good or bad for a given municipality?
That's for the municipality to decide.
After that, an article is published that casts Historical Park in the role of an obstacle to a 1.2 billion lev wind energy project. But the document claims something important: that the actual interview and the published content do not match. This is the moment when the story moves beyond the local level. We are no longer just talking about a municipality, a protest, and an agreement. We are talking about public image. And in the modern world, public image is often stronger than facts. Because if a media outlet sets a frame, many people never get to the original story. July 2022. The timeline marks an important institutional moment. According to the document, a 3-year investigation into Historical Park is concluded. It is stated that the prosecutor's office accepts the absence of fraudulent actions aimed at unlawfully acquiring property benefit, and that the criminal proceedings under pre-trial proceedings number 171 of 2020 of the District Prosecutor's Office, Varna, have been terminated. In theory, this should have reduced the tension. If the investigation ends with no fraud found, then the media and public picture should change. But according to the timeline, the opposite happens. The story doesn't stop, it just changes the playing field. And remember this date, because as we will see later, this exact proceeding will later be reopened. Spring 2023. The timeline now shows a new layer, the political one. A meeting with Boyko Borisov and the mayor of Vetrino, Dimitar Dimitrov, is indicated. According to the document, the mayor invites Evelyn Mihailov to a meeting, and the topic is again the wind turbine project of Dobrotich Wind. In the same part, an allegation appears that the Serbian Prime Minister wanted wind turbines installed, but also that she works with Dimitar Enchev. Here, the story clearly goes beyond the boundaries of a local dispute, because when big political names start appearing in a conflict, the question becomes different. Who actually has an interest in this project passing? March 25, 2023. The Veliche party appears in the timeline. According to the document, it begins preparation for local elections, political structure, and civil resistance. This is an important turning point. Up to this point, the story looks like pressure on people who oppose. But from this moment on, an organized political response appears.
If we can vote, those in favor, raise your hands. It's on record. A round of applause for the governing bodies.
And when civil resistance becomes a political force, the pressure against it usually intensifies, because it's no longer just about protest, it's about power. May 2023. At the invitation of Veliche, according to the timeline, French activists and journalists come to Vitrino municipality. The goal is to share their experience with wind turbines. The document points out real examples from France, shared experience, and problems associated with such projects.
The grounding of wind turbines creates stray currents. So far, I have lost 274 cows in 7 years. I only have 2 cows left.
This moment is important because the local protest no longer stands alone. It begins to connect with a broader European debate. What happens to small communities when large energy projects enter their lives? And who has the right to make the decision? The investor, the state, the municipality, or the people who will live with the consequences? June 10th, 2023. The timeline points to a business meeting in Varna, organized by Capital. Sevda Yoncheva from Dobrotich Wind is noted as a participant.
It will be one of the largest wind farms in Bulgaria.
In the same part, something else is also pointed out, a number of promotional articles in Capital about CWP, with the document noting a connection. Here we must be precise. Not every media publication is an attack. Not every business meeting is a problem. Not every advertisement means dependency. But when in the same timeline a project appears, media, business event, political talks, and conflict with a local community, there is already reason to ask questions, not accusations, questions. On the same date, the timeline describes another line. According to the document, Dobrotich Wind turns to Saga Group. The contact, as indicated, is made through a representative known as the Chirpanian, who, the document claims, held the municipalities in Varna until then. Adam Sotkov is indicated as the main figure on behalf of Saga Group. Several visits to the village of Neofit Rilski are also noted, with the aim of meeting Evelyn Mihailov. This no longer looks like simple media criticism, nor does it look like an ordinary business conversation. It looks like an attempt to find an approach to a person who refuses to cooperate. And here the question becomes even sharper. If the project has public support, why are intermediaries needed? After that, the document arranges participants and connections. Dimitar Enchev is indicated as co-founder of CWP and connected with the acquisition of Dobrotich Wind. The timeline also claims a connection around Capital and Ivo Prokopiev. Rosen F. Timov is described as a person close to Katina Yordanova, participating in the talks around the project. Other individuals connected to the local political scene are also indicated. It is important to say this precisely. The mere presence of connections is not proof of a crime, but in an investigative timeline, connections matter because they show who is talking to who is going through who has an interest, and who appears exactly at the key moments. The summer of 2023 brings a new media escalation. On July 21st, the timeline points to a publication in Capital titled The Victims of Historical Park. On August 21st, a publication in Afera titled To the Attention of SANS. On August 25th, a new publication in Capital related to Sector B and Historical Park. Individually, each article can be presented as journalistic material. But when viewed in sequence against the backdrop of previous events, they begin to look like part of a larger pressure. And here, the question is not whether the media has the right to ask questions. Of course they do. The question is different. When does asking questions turn into a campaign? October 29th, 2023, the local elections. Allegations of vote buying and influence over municipal councils appear in the timeline. A witness is indicated who claims that Dimitar Enchev gave 3 times 200,000 euros for the municipalities of Vetrino, Valchidol, and Provadia, with the aim of taking the municipal council. Dramatically, local elections are the key because whoever controls the municipal council controls the decisions. And whoever controls the decisions can unlock or block entire projects. So far, we have seen how a dispute over wind turbines turns into something else. Refusal, pressure, protest, media framing, prosecution, politics, intermediaries, and finally the local elections, where according to the timeline, the stake is already control over the municipal councils. If we look at each event individually, it's a coincidence. Put together, they start to look like a sequence. But the real escalation is yet to come, because from 2024 onwards, institutions enter the story. Parliament, a Assam report, and arrests. In the second part, we trace the media and institutional attack of 2024. Entering Parliament, the committee, the 70 million report, and the first financial repressions. We continue just as we started, document by document, date by date, name by name.